this. Hello, Facebook. Hello. Yeah, we're live now. Hello.
I have a picture up here.
You have a picture? What do you have a picture of?
You and your wifey.
Oh, that's scary. Why would you have a picture of me and my wife?
Because your camera's not on, maybe?
Oh, shoot. Oh. Why isn't the camera on? Oh, Facebook's not on. Oh, hold on. I could do that. Boom. You got us, Chris?
There you go.
Hello. Let's do this again. Hold on. Let's pretend I just did it again. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. All right, everyone. We're gonna start out today. I got an old friend also with me sitting over there. He's like my relative. He's my little kid. He's like my nephew. This is Jorgito. His name is Jorge. Jorge, give a shout out.
What's going on, guys?
And because Chris doesn't show up anymore because he lives 700 miles away in the Mansionville where they only have 3 houses where he lives, Chris is on Zoom today. Chris, say hello, my co-host,
Hello.
Chris.
How are you?
All right. So today is going to be an interesting day. So I told Jorge to hang out because I believe he needs part of this. Okay, he needs part of this. Boy, get in the camera, kid. What the hell? Huh? Oh, wait a minute. I gotta make sure freaking YouTube sees you too, kid. Can't just do this. Boom.
There we go.
All right. Jorge gave up his haircut time to join us. So listen, all kidding aside, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today at Security Tales, and I'm looking forward. If people get on, I would love to see some questions pop up and stuff like that. This is a pretty interesting one. So first, I'd like to start out. This is a master ceremony to me, meaning that I'm going to start out with a stoic line. Let's just do a stoic line. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be and be one. This is the heartbeat of Security Tales. It's not about cameras, locks, or passwords. It's about securing your soul, your purpose, your family, your values. It's about the security of life itself and the stories, the tales that teach us who we are, what we're called to do, and what we're meant to become. Today, we go deeper. For centuries, critics have called the Bible outdated, irrelevant, metaphorical. But as science, technology, and knowledge evolve, the deeper the truth become. Undeniable. Okay. So Chris, yes, it took me a good 2 days to write that beginning. I know you love that. So Mr. Chris, are you ready for this venture?
I am ready.
All right. So first, because we're doing this show, just want to show you, Chris. Just want to show you, well, before I strip down for a second. All right. I got my stripping going. Look, Chris. Look. Oh. Got it on, Chris. Jorge, what does it say? Forgiven, Chris. This one's a tribute to you because I know we're gonna get into it. And I'm wearing my Forgiven shirt, wrapping it. Go to eternalvalor.com. Get your shirts there. Damn Skippy, that's my company. Go to Eternal Valor. So listen, Chris. The Bible said it first, okay? So I'm going to start off by just saying, welcome to Security Tales, the show where we don't just secure properties, we secure purpose. We don't just protect what's outside, we strengthen what's inside. Today's message is about truth, not opinions, not traditions, but truth that has withstood thousands of years. Yes, Chris, thousands of years. I didn't say centuries. I said thousands of years, brother. Truth that science is just now catching up to. Notice, Chris, the word science was brought into that, okay? Is just now catching up to truth that prophecy declared long before the first satellite or microscope. The Bible's not an old myth. It's an ancient map. And if we follow it closely, you'll realize it's been pointing us to answers humanity is only beginning to understand. So, Chris, so I know by the end of this I'm going to call it my sermon, Felipe's sermon.
Oh no.
Okay.
Mhm.
You'll see that the word of God is not just relevant, it's revolutionary. Okay. All right, Chris, here we go. I called the first thing. Button up, Chris. Saddle this crap up. Here we go, baby boy. Did you ever hear Born of Light? The theory of Born of Light?
No.
Okay, so it's called the zinc spark. I'm gonna begin at the very first start. The first instant. Now, if you need a biology lesson, I brought Jorge over here. Okay, he's younger than us. He's like half our age, so we can basically he can kick us up to the new 10. So the first instant of a human life in 2016, researchers at Northwestern University made a groundbreaking discovery. When a sperm fertilizes an egg, there's a flash of light, a burst of zinc ions that spark at the very moment life begins. They call it the zinc spark. Think about that. The first evidence of life isn't a heartbeat, it isn't a breath, it's a light. So, Chris, this is what I wanted, and I'm going to bring you in because I just wanted to tell you what I researched and found. So, in Genesis 1:3, 1 semicolon 3, in case you want to look it up, then God said, let there be light, and there was light. Now, everyone always says, oh, that's the sun and this and that. But then it gets interesting when you switch it to John 1 semicolon 4. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. Then you go to the Psalm of 139 semicolon 13. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. The first words God spoke over creation were, let there be light. And the first event when life begins is a flash of light. Coincidence or confirmation? You didn't begin as chaos. You weren't created in darkness. You were sparked by light because your life was meant to reflect the light of the one who made you. So, Chris, when you hear that, first, before you go off, I want to know that the first moment of life is literally a flash of light. What does that say to you about the creator?
I don't know if I can speak on that because I don't know if I believe that.
I'm kind of confused in how you don't believe it because when they went and scientists looked into it, they see the spark of light. Now, my question is in the Bible, they've already predicted that before these people in 2016 found out.
Wait, so the spark of life is when the egg and that, and so how do you get the camera in there?
Well, Chris, we can research it and find out. So I know they did it through whatever MRI or whatever it is or CAT scan. I just know they did it. If you look it up, it's Northwestern University in 2016. Maybe a microscope. Maybe you're correct. I don't know.
Yes, but when did it happen? Upon
2016.
Oh, no, but when did this spark of life happen? I'm thinking it's during sex, right?
It's when the sperm fertilizes the egg. At that moment, when the sperm fertilizes the egg, there's a spark. So,
Okay,
during
sex.
Yeah. So what happened was they went in for people that couldn't get pregnant and stuff like that, and they started watching to see what's going on because obviously they developed in vitro and all these things to help people impregnate, but they wanted to see what the failure was. So if you kept sleeping with your wife and your significant other and you were constantly failing, so upon researching this to do this whole thing, it's almost like Viagra. Viagra wasn't made for hot. I mean, it wasn't made to get you hard. It was made for your heart to help open up the vascular veins and arteries so you can get better blood flow. Then people coming in with hard-ons going, look, and they're like, oh my God, we can make more money doing this. Let's switch it to this. So they were looking for one thing, and then they saw the spark, and then they went in again, and they were like, what the heck's going on? So I'm kind of confused in what your question is.
I just I can't see something a camera up there recording this during
Well,
sex.
no, it's I don't think it's during sex. It's like how they do artificial insemination. If you have a sperm and an egg outside in the fucking lab,
Okay.
and they can mix it. But how long have they
On
been
a
doing it?
petri dish?
Yeah, and they're just watching and they see.
Okay,
the sperm.
so maybe they do it that way. Did you hear
But-
what Jorge said?
Yeah, but no, we're guessing.
But right,
Not
and
guessing.
also-
You have a computer right in front of you. You can look up
I'm
how
sure-
did the zinc spot come effect? How did they do it?
But also, how long have they been
I
doing
can't speak on
that?
something I don't think happened.
Okay, so
But also, how long have they been doing that? If never noticed it
well,
before.
yeah. So they found out about it in 2016. So you're correct.
Right.
So how long were they researching it before they found it in 2016? I should have gone further on that, and
Yeah, how come we never saw the spark of light the other 1,000 times?
I mean, because
I should have researched that
I've
because
seen videos of
I was
like-
more caught up in reading the Bible.
because you've seen videos of like the actual insemination process. You never see a light on those microscopes, or is it just like
they used
very
so
concentrated,
yeah,
like-
it's very that's what I was gonna say. They used whatever it was very concentrated to look at the reaction, and that's when they saw the spark. The spark they couldn't see exactly like you just said. So they had to bring this more powerful telescope or
using
whatever it is. I shouldn't even properly say that, but since Chris is always there typing up, I'm surprised he didn't look it up. But instead, Chris wanted to go against it. So, Chris, you believe this is a phallus?
Hey, I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so your argument is what?
In this situation, it doesn't really, you don't really say what, where, when, and it happened. So the variables and the questions that you have to ask is, okay, like Jorge said, the only way that they could do it is if they were doing it artificially. The only way, okay? And then the other question that you need to ask, because I was talking about getting the camera up there, but he came up with that possibility. How soon after does it happen? Is it immediate? Is it 3 seconds, 3 minutes? Immediately? How soon after does the spark of light happen? Why didn't they see it before? And
Okay,
what are they
so
using to see it?
So
have they last one? Have they recreated it multiple times?
So because you were so interested on it, even though you have a computer in front of you, so hold on. So scientists from this college, right, from Western University, they saw the zinc spark by using a newly developed fluorescent sensor that detects zinc in live cells, causing a bright flash of light as the zinc is released during fertilization. This innovative image technique allowed researchers to visualize these zinc fireworks in real time and in 3D, revealing tiny zinc rich compartments within the egg that release their contents when sperm activates the egg.
So now we just talking chemical reaction coming off as
Yeah,
a
there you go.
light.
That's
Okay,
right.
so look, we can do this.
Chemical reaction, or is this a miracle? Believe
Hold on.
I think it's a chemical reaction, Jorge.
Right.
Jorge that says, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna all of a sudden starts going over here. All right, hold on. Because yes, there are two different phenomena referred to as a zinc spark, and they involve chemical process. One is a zinc spark in human fertilization, where calcium surges trigger that releases of zinc ions, creating a burst of light and facilitating zona, and I'm sorry, everyone, pellicida changes. This is a form of toxosis, a biochemical process that other in reaction of zinc metal with a substance like a hydrochloric acid, which is classic chemical reaction that produces new substance such as hydrogen gas. So a microscope flash of light observed within a sperm fertilization in egg. What about it?
What do you mean? What about it? So it just sounds like a chemical reaction that you can only see on a certain light scale.
Yeah, so like a little zinc chemical reaction.
Which, if you really want, I mean, yeah, sure, it's still the spark of
Nah,
life. I mean, it's
you
if
guys,
you really want.
you guys,
I
you
mean,
guys
but
go.
you gotta understand that's just us as humans trying to define what we
Maybe.
see. You know what I'm saying? So they're not, I mean, are they coming at it with a religious standpoint, or are they just being
No, I am.
right? Right.
I am through my research. I'm saying I just found that phenomenal. I thought it was
It's
incredible.
cool. I'm not
But-
gonna, you know.
But no, but that's what we're here for. Is okay.
Okay, maybe the chemicals that they put in there, because maybe there's some chemicals in there that they, when they're joining the two, so maybe there's some chemicals in there that help facilitate, the conception, and those chemicals in there, whatever they may be, because we always use chemicals and everything else to help facilitate that, is what caused the light reaction.
Nah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I will believe that there is some type of like chemical reaction. Look at a planet. How we were talking about the universe earlier. For a planet to, there's that burst of light of everything condensing, and then boom, you start either have the planet forming or whatever it is, black hole, whatever. But this could be the same thing for life, where you got that chemical reaction, you got that burst of light, burst of energy. And
Well,
here we go, off to the races.
And that's why we have the show. So you have your input. Chris has his input. And my input is we are born from light. Okay. I'm still going to say it. Fans, people that watch us, people that are just clipping in, look it up. It's called the ion spark. The zinc spark. So just look it up and see what you think. So Jorge's saying that, what is it? Do you believe it or no? Don't squint one goddamn eye. Do you freaking believe it or not?
That there's that
We're born by light.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean
no. Yes or no?
I don't understand. What do you mean we're born by light? I don't.
So, like the Bible said, we are born from light. When the egg meets the sperm, there's a flash of light. Do you believe that?
Yes, but to me, I define it as some type of chemical reaction.
So you think it's only based on chemical? That if that chemical was not there, we would not see that reaction.
It's that fine line between what you believe spiritually and what could. I mean, a lot of it could be defined by science as well. So, but it's
Chris. He sounds like you. Where are you going with it?
Wait a minute. I was just reading an article.
Yeah.
Talked about that Northwestern thing. They were saying some jamoke in the back of the room was taking pictures with a flash.
I didn't see that at all, Chris. So it's probably a Chris pun line because that's what Chris does. Chris makes up this whole thing. He did this thing with me with his uncle. I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I was joking.
Yeah,
that was really hilarious.
I thought even that would. I thought even that would affect the amount of focus that would need to be.
So listen. Okay, you guys all have your beliefs, and I believe in the man up top, and I'm sure you guys do in some certain ways.
But who's to say he's not the one controlling all that? But I don't. Again, that I struggle with religion anyway, so it's.
That's why I said stay, because I know Chris went to a what was it, Chris? What the type of school? A parochial,
it's
right?
Called a Catholic school.
Oh yeah, but it's not. For some reason, I always think it's called parochial.
Well, that's synonymous, yes.
Yeah, so that's why when you say Catholic, sometimes I'm always thinking you can't say Catholic, because I know my sister went to a parochial school. She went to St. Patrick's Church in Boston, and it was all taught by nuns. And then now when you go to Catholic schools, it's actually taught by teachers and not nuns anymore. So I always wonder what the difference was.
Well, it's the same thing. We had a mixture. We had nuns, we had priests, and we had regular teachers.
Oh, see, she didn't have it. She had a priest and nuns. That was it. So, okay. So we're going to move on to an interesting part. But once again, because I'm so caught up with stoicism that I wanted to talk about a stoic reflection. The soul becomes dyed, in DYED, died, with the color of its thoughts. Now, I love this guy, Marcus Aurelius. Very well spoken. Reminds me of a lot of things. Just as life begins in light, the soul is meant to carry the light into everything it touches. So I love that saying, because now I kind of brought it forward with understanding that I think when the light goes on and we can see, it brings clarity to where life is, and you could actually feel light, not meaning physically, but mentally. because light is the gateway to go in places. Like you don't go to a dark cave, you go in there when you're wearing a light to light it, so it brings you forward. So I think as long as you believe in the light, you're bringing yourself forward. And I think once you're in the dark, you're lost. And saying there's great to have dark and there's great to be light, but I'm just saying there's two paraphrases of each other. One, I believe it has its great options of being successful, and the other one I feel has its great options for being successful. But it all determines in what you choose. So,
balance.
Yeah. So to me, I kind of wanted to say that. And when I saw, Marcus Aurelius was talking about that, I thought that was interesting. So listen, I'm going to go to the next one. Jorge had said something just a little while ago, which is strange because it touched base with this. This one, Chris, I don't know where you stand on, but I think you should your fingers are going to get a little tired. This one is dust to DNA. Made from the earth for centuries, skeptics mocked the scripture for saying man was made from dust, calling it poetic or primitive. But modern science now knows that the human body is composed of oxygen, carbon, hydrogen,
nitrogen,
nitrogen,
and
calcium, and iron.
Iron,
yeah. Okay. The same elements found in the earth itself. NASA even confirms the elements that make up your body are chemically identical to those in the soil and stardust. The Bible said it first once again, Genesis 2:7. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostril the breath of life. Ecclesiastes 3:20. All come from dust, and to dust all return. Job, who, Chris, by the way, my wife can't stop laughing about, because when I first started reading the Bible and I saw J-O-B, I called it
Job. Yeah.
Yeah, I called it Job. She started dying laughing and goes, "That's Job." And I go, "How in the heck is that Job?" Because Job would be spelled J-O-A-B. But go to find out,
It's Job.
it's Job. So I too was formed from clay. We are earth and breath, dust animated by divinity. And when you understand that, you stop clinging to the temporary. Your body will return to dust, but your spirit was always destined for eternity. So, Chris, what does it mean to you that our bodies come from the ground, but our souls do not? Or do you believe this is also a fallacy of truth?
I guess I believe I believe the ashes to ashes,
I didn't ask you ashes to ashes. I said, do you believe we came from the earth?
Yes.
We're built from the ground.
The earth.
What is it?
We rose.
I think we have the same elements because we're the same elements. Saying that you have the same elements doesn't mean you came from the earth.
Okay, so why would we have the same elements if we're human? I'm kind of confused with how you answer that. That's all.
Because we have the same elements, the hydrogens and the nitrogens and stuff like that. But you can't say that we came from the earth. So you're saying that we, one day we, this pile of mud turned into the first human, because that totally contradicts your religious beliefs.
No, what I basically said is, then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breath, or I should say breathe, into his nostril the breath of life.
Well, I think we have the same elements as.
That's where I thought. I said come from the earth, as in it's all the same elements. I mean, they're all the same atoms. They're just built different. It's all matter is just built differently. Like, so I can understand where someone says, "Yeah, we come from Earth." Well, yeah, because I mean, the whole damn universe is built mostly of carbon, helium, hydrogen.
Helium.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Chris, it seems like Jorge's filling in on your side in this more of a technicality here.
I should say the most abundant.
He's better at chemistry. It's been several decades for me, so my chemistry's not up to snuff.
So,
I watch a lot of astrophysics.
so here's my question. You're saying what, Chris?
I'm saying that it's similar because there's still similar elements down to the microscopic level. Yes, but not the same. Not even close to the same. Similar. And yeah, I do believe in the soul. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Wong. I think maybe I might have clicked on yes for children and not private. But if you guys would like to ask a question, you can just text me to the phone and we can answer it. And Dr. Wong says job is pronounced Job, which is Jobe. So I guess I even spelt it wrong, Chris. I thought it was Joab. So it's Jobe. But when I read the Bible, it's Job.
I'm trying to let things slide, you know.
Yeah, but I never, dude, every
never
time I
seen
read
it.
the Bible, I never see an E to it. I always see Job. Oh, okay. She says no, it's spelled Job. So it was just her trying to abbreviate for me to say it that way. So listen, what nature requires is obtainable. It is for the super flawless. We sweat. Seneca, God didn't make you from gold or diamonds. He made you from dust to remind you that your worth doesn't come from material, but from a mission. So that's my statement for it. Do I believe we came from dust? Do I believe we were sparked by light? I do. You, Jorge, believe it's a chemical thing.
What?
Chris says that's bull, but then says, well, just because we have the same matter, what is it, Chris? I forget you're saying.
Down to the microscopic level.
Okay. So you guys are on that side, and I'm still sticking with my Bible point.
I mean, you can also, they don't mean in a literal sense, like, oh, there's a wind of dust, and then all of a sudden, boom.
A person,
human.
no.
You know what I'm saying, right? Like, so I
No.
understand, but you know, same elements can still just from the earth, from the universe. It's all from the same beginning, origin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, those atoms just built into different matter, different ways, and so I can understand. I can agree, understand, and agree. Still agree that.
Listen,
yes,
you can't kiss both of our asses, bro. Either you lie on Chris's side.
But
Chris,
that's where I'm saying where
fix your goddamn monitor where I just don't see your forehead. Because then other people it's going down like, why am I only seeing? There you go. What are you, naked? Oh,
no,
all right.
I'm just looking at the. I'm not seeing myself. I'm just seeing you.
You can't see me. I'm hidden behind the computer.
No, I said I can't. No, I can see you.
Oh, all right. Oh, that's weird.
I just can't see myself. So
All
let
right.
me look. All right, there we go. All right, now I got both pictures.
All right. So
All right.
now I'm gonna move on to
multitasking.
segment 3, but please, because at the end we're gonna do a whole review. So please take your notes.
Okay.
So listen, life and death. Okay. Now I thought this was so interesting to me because I know what it's saying, especially coming from a time when I was younger and I was being bullied. And by the way, if you guys are writing on Facebook, give me a second and I'm going to get up there and we'll read it. And then me and the team, you know, me and Chris will always look at it. And the ones that are unable to write on YouTube, I do extremely apologize. I must have clicked on access to something else and I do apologize on that. But life and death in the tongue, one of the most powerful forces on earth isn't a weapon, right? An army or a government, it's your tongue. And the reason why I kind of brought this one in is I wanted to give a shout out to Charlie Kirk's family and say, you know, it's a tragedy. And I offer you my condolences. And I'm so very sorry for this tragic death. I used to watch him all the time with an intelligent man. I had a breakdown last time on the podcast for it. Getting a little choked up right now, but this one kind of meant something to me because being bullied, being chastised, and dealing with people when I was younger, that's what you would hear first was, you know, you're 6 years old and you're having kids 15, 16 years old, you know, making up songs, Scumblebee Junior, we hate Scumblebee. So these are the things that still stick to my head when I would try to go out to play with them and they would make up these riffs and songs and, you know, and you don't realize it, you know, like these things really stick to you. But I believe to me, it gave me more strength to keep accomplishing more and more things. When you're hearing from your teachers, you know, you got to go to the voc. At the time I went to vocational school and It wasn't because I wanted to trade. It was because literally the English teacher, Flannery, came up to me and said, "You're an idiot. You will never make it in life. So you need to go to the Vogue to get a trade." They made me go. And because I had such admiration for my mom and how successful she became, not being educated and coming over here and being a group leader to a manager of the company that she ran, she was in electronics. I decided to take electronics to follow in her footsteps. But at that time, but I remember all these things. And then after reading this part in the scripture, I realized something. It was all words. It was tongues. It was words. And in Charlie Kirk's death, he didn't die from a weapon. He died because he was speaking, and it affected people from his words. So how sharp your words are really pierce people at times. So I went into scripture declared it long before science did. Proverbs, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Okay.
What does it say? Well, the pen is mightier than the sword. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, we got to bring that up. It says the tongue is a fire. It corrupts the whole body. Genesis 1. God spoke the universe into existence. Today, neuroscience confirms that words physically reshape the brain through neuroplasticity. Positive words strengthen immunity and healing. Negative words weaken it. Belief alone, even when false, can trigger physical healing. That's the power of a placebo effect. God created with words, and you shape your world with words. Many of us are living defeated lives, not because the enemy is powerful, but because our mouths are.
Your own mentality.
Psychological warfare, right? Your speech is spiritual. Your tongue is a weapon. Every word is either planting life or poisoning it. Chris, can you remember a time someone's word shaped you for better or worse?
Maybe not specific, but I think thousands of times that your father and or your boss or anybody that you hold respect for would say something negative towards you, or positive as well, would definitely shape your life.
So do you believe you are here because positive words brought you here and elevated you to a certain place that you are, or do you think you're just self-built?
No, you're not self-built, because you're definitely, it doesn't matter. You're shaped by your surroundings.
Yeah.
You're shaped by the people.
See, I disagree with that, but go ahead.
No, that's 100% wrong. You're shaped by your surroundings. That's what made you you. Whether you're good, bad, or indifferent, and whatever bad characteristics, good characteristics, or anything you have was shaped by your surroundings for your first 20 years or 30 years. Still, I mean, how can you're basically saying that your mother and your sister and your teachers and your bosses and that had nothing and no participation in the shaping of you as an individual.
Well,
100%.
I'm just trying to figure out what you mean. So if you want to go with my mother did what she had to do to support me and my sister. She worked double shifts. So as a child, I only got to see my mother when we went on vacations. My mother would work and take off a week, and then we would go to vacations, and then my mother would go right back to it because I was only raised by a mother. So I guess if you're saying my work, yeah, well, like it or not, my mother used to take me to vacations as a child. But if you're telling me that's probably where I base my work ethics from, I'm going to say, yeah, I guess you're right. So seeing my mother work twice as hard as that, I can't stop either. So my mother's the same way. So, yeah, so I guess you're correct on that. But my friends and everything else, I don't think it shaped me because I didn't have true friends until I was a teenager. So all the ones I had when I was little weren't friends. They would always set me up to get beat up by the older kids. So it'd be like, you want to go play wiffle ball? Sure. And I would show up, and next thing you know, so I don't think that shaped me.
You're still influenced.
Again, though, they shaped you.
Yeah.
They shaped me by bullying me.
Yeah.
And being deceitful and putting me in a position of non-trust as an adult. And maybe that's why I have trust issues.
It all shapes you, man.
This just opened up a whole new door.
You still remember that silly, stupid song. So
Oh yeah, that
obviously-
absolutely I remember that.
Listen, but you're saying obviously they shaped you. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, they shaped you. Everybody who's in your life for more than a minute shaped you. Your first boss who was nice, your last boss who sucked. It doesn't matter. I still remember Woven Four Corners
Yes.
when I worked there, right? I still remember there was this one of my favorite bosses. He was Charles, this black guy who was the manager there, and I always liked him. And this is going back a long time. And I always liked him because I always saw that he would ask you to do dirty work, but he would do it himself first. And I always appreciated that. You know, the fact that, you know, hey, you got to go do something that's nasty, but I did it before you, or I just did it. So you respect a boss who's willing to do the bad work. And that's a long time ago.
Okay. All right. How about you, Jorito?
No, I agree with. I definitely, as much as you might not want to admit, everything that happens to you, I think that influences you and how you are today. Not just you, just in general.
No,
I mean,
no,
you know what
good.
I'm saying? Like, so I definitely, whether it be positive or negative, because like even if all that negative that you got, you turn that into positivity, and then you know you just now you have a different perspective versus like other people or you know what I mean. So like
I just learned from and I won't even use the term hate. I just look at it as children being misdirected and not knowing, because you know kids in the 70s, kids in 70s, we all hung out with each other, older, younger, and everything else. So I was just there at the moment. So I've learned is when I started getting older and started fighting and training and doing what I did, I started realizing I didn't want to do that to anyone else. So I guess you're right. Instead of being someone that can go around and bullying people and hanging out with the dudes that could also bully people with me, I didn't want to be that person, you know. Even through high school, through all that crap, I still dealt with, you know, that certain group that, oh, these are the tough guys of the school. I didn't care. I'm like, if you're the tough guys, be the tough guys. I just want to be by myself. I don't need to hang out with other dudes that are bullying other kids. So to me, I always realized that it affected me, and I wouldn't want it to affect anybody else.
Well, that's the influence.
So I guess
Okay,
so you both is proving me wrong on that. All right. So I guess I was, what is it, manifested by things that surrounded me?
Well, I mean, it gives you a different drive. You know what I mean? It gave you the drive to work hard, act a certain way, believe certain things, versus somebody who say was more, I don't want to say spoiled, but like, let's say, you know, upper middle class, the kid doesn't have to work that much. Now that kid grows up with a different mindset, doesn't grow up. Maybe he thinks it's all right to fucking poke at the kid next door because he doesn't have as much money, but because he wasn't in that other position. That's what I'm saying, gives you another perspective. You know, he might not have the drive to work as hard because he thinks that it'll be taken care of. Versus somebody again like you see your mom working basically every fucking day, every you know.
It wasn't just my mom, so I give shout outs to my whole family,
right?
Because they're born like beasts.
Yeah.
Every one of
Your
them,
whole
my
family,
uncles, my aunts,
yeah,
you know, and Chris, you know that you've been in my life since we were kids, and Chris showed up at my house, and they were, at first I was like, you guys remember Chris? It was like, yeah, and then it was time for us to go, and then all of a sudden they go, oh my God, it's Chris. And then I'm outside waiting for Chris. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? He goes, they remembered me. And then he was in there. Yeah, it was just.
I remember that. I'm still mad at you about that day.
What else is up?
Boy, how about this, right? He invites me to drive all the way to friggin' Boston, right? You know, it's like an hour ride for me. Hey, come on down, drive all the way to Boston. I drive all the way there, find a friggin' parking space, which is a miracle in and of itself.
Right.
Right? We're in Roxbury. We're in Roxbury.
Right. And that's fine, right? And then after like 10 minutes, he's like, all right, I'm leaving. I'm like, okay, what the fuck?
It wasn't 10 minutes. We were there for about an hour. I'm not going to lie.
No.
Yeah, we were there about an hour. And so
I didn't even I got to say like 9 words to her. No. I barely got to say hi to everybody.
So listen,
like, all right,
I'm going to, since we're doing this, might as well give a shout out to my Uncle Caesar, man. He's a beast. He raised me basically him and my grandfather, incredible guys, and my Uncle Santos, Plinu, all of them. Pedrino, all of them, mad love and respect to them. They basically took care of me. And Chris would tell you back in our drinking days, it didn't matter what night we showed up at the house. Caesar would make Linda wake up. Shout out to Linda. Hey, make them food, get them booze. And we'd be sitting there drinking and eating because none of my family ever wanted us to leave Boston unless we had food in our belly. And of course, a couple of more drinks because they believed at that time we would drive home safely.
Yeah,
The food sobers you up.
Yeah, every bite we got shots and beers. So don't do that, everyone. Bad news. So listen, the Bible said it first. Ancient words, modern truth. Revelation tech. Okay, I'm gonna move on for this. Revelation tech. Okay, and this is where prophecy meets modern AI. We live in a world where machines write poetry now. Scary, right? AI paints portraits. Digital avatars speak like humans, and facial recognition tracks you everywhere you go. Thousands of years ago, before the first microchip, the Bible described this exactly. It says in the scripture of Revelation 13, semicolon 15-17, the image of the beast was given breath so that it could speak, and it forced all people to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. Daniel 12, semicolon 4, in the last days of knowledge shall increase. Look around. Machines now speak. Avatars mimic our faces. Microchip implants in Sweden. This freaked me out. Are already used to pay for groceries with a wave of their hand. Digital IDs are now replacing physical documents. Like you're turning in your license and we're getting a thing called real IDs. So every mark of identity is moving to your hand, your face, or your data. This isn't science fiction. This is scripture unfolding in real time. So, Chris, do you think people are ignoring prophecies like you and Jorge? Or do they just not want to believe in what's happening like you and Jorge?
It's not.
That was a bomb. That was my bomb.
Hold on. Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Chris. Chris has got the freaking hand on his chin rubbing it. So I got to know, Chris. Go ahead.
Now, can you repeat the question? Because I'm sitting here doing my taxes. And
Oh, wow, Chris. Well, I'm sorry for disturbing. If you didn't want to do the podcast, want to do your taxes, then you should have told me. We wouldn't have logged you on.
No.
So I said, do you think people are ignoring prophecy, or do they just not want to believe it's happening? So prophecy, Einstein said it best, right? Isn't there pictures all over the place with Einstein? And he's saying that, the world is all going to computers or something like that. I forget what the term is. Now, when you go on the bus, when we used to take a bus somewhere, everyone's looking down and they're getting tech neck because they're all folded over looking at their phone. No one, like people are walking down the street. I remember, for instance, this is why I brought this one into it. So when I was working at MIT, you might recall this. There's a Baker's dormitory, right? Remember Baker House?
Mm-hmm.
So Jorge worked at MIT. He was one of my supervisors back then. But a kid, I was just looking at him. He was walking down the curb, and I'm like, I wonder if this dope sees he's no longer walking straight, and he's walking towards Baker House. So now I'm like, I'm not going to say anything because I thought it was going to be funny, which I guess now I think about it was kind of stupid. He was going to trip. But what he did was even worse. I don't know. You remember this?
I don't.
He's looking at his phone. It was when the new iPhones came out and everybody had them. And he's walking with it. And he headbutted this AC unit that was outside the window because he was too busy looking down at his phone. He split his head, ended up with 21 staples in it.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
And I could have stopped it, but because I thought it was going to be funny.
Too busy laughing, bro.
So my question is, Chris.
I mean, I don't know, Felipe. If Jesus was there, would he have done that, or would he have been nice and stopped that?
Listen. If that's you trying to make me feel guilty, you're. It's already too late because I wouldn't have brought the story if I didn't feel guilty. Not only did I go see this kid almost every day till he had the staples out, I felt so bad when I forget his name ran the cameras and watched me watch him. That even hit home. John something. I remember
Yeah,
John.
John.
But he ran the cameras, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I had to write the report. And even when the police showed up, I go, "I saw him walking his head down, and I watched him." And they go, "You didn't say anything?" I go, "Nope."
He said no. I waited.
Yeah, I said, I thought it was going to be funny if he slipped on the grass. And I said, "There's nothing I could do. If I'm telling you, I still feel bad about it. I absolutely do." So, Chris, if you're avoiding to answer me, just say it.
I'm not avoiding to answer you. I just think that you're in all these interpretations and all this thing in the Bible that you're doing a little bit of reaching. Like I told you before we got on, of all the thousands or millions of interpretations or out there, eventually, one of them is going to be right. So you can't make 1,000 interpretations in hopes that 2 or 3 are going to be right.
But what if they are, Chris? And at the end, your thought, now we're sitting in front of the Lord, and now because it doesn't hurt me for believing it, but what if
No,
it hurts? But
I'm not
what if
saying
it
you
hurts
believing
for
it.
me? No, what I just want to say, but what if it is that I questioned it all and my beliefs weren't as strong as they are? Like, how does it hurt anything? If I just believe this is all true and I'm standing there in front of the gates and they say, "Thank you for believing in me and knowing it's there." Now you and Jorge that want to, go your way and say, "Okay," but like you said, you're reaching. So now we're both sitting there, and I'm glad, like, you live a great life. You're both healthy. You're both here with both feet, and I'm happy. So am I. But how is it affecting anyone that my belief isn't your beliefs, which makes us different? But now when I'm sitting at that gate and they say, "Well, Jesus, thank you so much for believing this and that," and then you're sitting in there and they say, "Well, Jesus, you question this. You always came up with another theory behind it. Why couldn't you just believe it?" How is it hurting me that I'm just reaching and I'm just speaking my thought, which you guys are speaking yours, which I'm not debating it. I'm just like, okay, it's almost like I don't believe we landed on the moon. Still, I still think the earth's flat. It's just the way I think.
All right. So I'm glad we got someone intelligent here.
Jorge, that means
Oh,
you.
So if you notice, right, I said a statement and he kind of like turned it all around into something I didn't say.
But what did you say, Chris?
Well, what I'm basically saying, I'm fine with whatever you believe or whatever. Okay, the point I was making.
But hold on,
is
I
that-
just want to say something. You just said whatever you believe. So you didn't say whatever we believe. You made it like, and that's what I mean by that. So you stated what I believe. So what I'm doing is putting it out there, and it would be great if you said, "Well, the zinc ion," but no, you debated it and said, "Oh, someone was taking a picture, got a flat." Well, what did they do? Film it while having sex? And you took it to that level. So the only thing I said, I wasn't turning it around. I was just saying your beliefs and my beliefs are different. And I
that's
just,
fine.
yeah.
And that's fine. But listen to what I'm saying. Listen, okay. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth because you're supposed to do twice as much listening as talking.
Oh shit!
He just looked that up on the internet because I know that is a dirty joke and I'm not gonna say it.
That's another boss saying that stuck with me.
All right.
But anyway, what I was saying, nothing about your beliefs, nothing about that. What I'm saying is that because you're reading these interpretations, what I'm saying is that when you make 1,000 predictions and like 3 of them come true, you're just throwing predictions out there and some of them come true. And then even the predictions that you come true, you're kind of reaching on saying that they're valid. It's Jorge. It's like, this is like my father. One of the things my father does. Like if I tell you, hey, there's going to be a recession soon. There's going to be a depression soon. There's going to be a war soon. You know what? Eventually, all those predictions will be right. Right? So what I'm saying is that when you make the Bible, it gives all these friggin' predictions. When 2 or 3 of them are similar with a reach, your odds aren't that great.
See, I don't believe the Bible is a prediction. I believe Nostradamus is a prediction. So when Nostradamus wrote the book and 3 or 4 of them came true, I believe that's luck. But I believe anything that has been around as long as it's been around, and so many testaments have been changed and move forward and move forward. I stand by this book, and I don't believe it's a prediction. I believe it's the truth. So, like you just said, and that's why I said what I said is when we pass on, how does it hurt
It
that
doesn't
what
hurt,
I'm
and
believing?
I'm not saying it hurts, so stop going there.
Well, I'm not.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm not using the term. What I'm saying is how does it affect me having a different thought as you as we pass? And what if everything I believed in and I stood and I didn't question it and I just believed in it per se? You know what? Let's get a little more in depth. I remember my sister gave me this book, and in this book it was called and I do apologize if I say it wrong. It's called The Secrets, right? And in the book The Secrets, right, it always showed you positive and negative polarities, right?
Mhm.
And how you need, in order to attract good, you need to be around good, right? So I read this book and I started realizing this book was more for a positive thought, positive effect. It was just like, okay, but I didn't need that. I needed to understand me. I needed to understand what was going on in my life. It wasn't because it didn't matter that I hung out with a bad person. It doesn't mean that bad person is that I'm hanging around makes me bad. It just means this person's doing bad things. But I don't have to do bad things. So when I started like reading the Bible and understanding me myself, for instance, everybody here can read it and have a different interpretation. Which we see all right here, right now. So with me, I look at my interpretation is I see it as truth because now, because I get into history and looking at things in the past and seeing that stuff was built and you see it and it's just there. So to me, it's like learning history. It's like learning English. It's like, where did the language come from? Who decided to say the first word was the or he or she? I find that so interesting that I do the same with the Bible. I don't want to question it. I want to
Well,
welcome it.
let
I
me
want to enforce it into me. That's all it is.
so let me hit you with something back with the language thing. Doesn't in the Bible say that man tried to build a tower or something to get up to the heavens and God said no, and when he destroyed that tower all of a sudden everybody spoke different languages,
But
couldn't
why?
understand? But you just asked where
No,
did
no,
the
but
first
why?
language, what do you mean but why?
Why
They
did
couldn't
he destroy?
communicate to again try
No,
again.
because then it would make them gods. So they were building that tower to go to him because they were understanding the knowledge and the strength of God. So if they were to get to him, he said that's when he was separated and knocked it down, and then said everyone speaks a different language
Yeah,
because they were building themselves to be a god,
well,
and you can't do. So if you look at the Bible, that's what it's about, huh? And once again, it's a biblical thing, but
Kind of vengeful.
well,
Yeah.
if that's what you believe, but I believe you use the term vengeful, and I don't believe the Lord's vengeful. I think the Lord does what he does, and it sucks. We go through sickness, we go through things, but when we go through that, we still have to believe, because if we don't believe in the strength and everything, and you know this, we've all been hurt seriously. And I love when people, after they get hurt, and they're all like, oh my God, please help me, please help me. And then afterwards, when they get help and they go through all these things, they forget. You were praising him when you were down. Now you're up and you forget about him. And I love when I watch rappers or whatever, and all of a sudden they point to the sky and going, God. And then the next thing you know, they get caught for dealing drugs or shooting somebody. Where's God then? You just did it at the moment. So I believe that in a biblical sense, that all the truth does come from that. I'm not going to question it. That's all it is. So I wasn't saying maybe my term was incorrectly done, but it was just, I believe that it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me that every morning I get up, I do my rosaries. It does not hurt me that every day I get up, I read a few pages. I finished the Bible, I finished the Testament, and then I ended up getting a book that breaks down each thing in each person. And now I'm reading that. And it's called Secrets of Warriors of the Bible. I find it very interesting because sometimes I look at things that are in the Bible and it makes me question it. And then when I go back and read it, I could see where the buildup is that I shouldn't question it. So that's all I meant by it, Chris. I'm not trying to be combative about it. I'm just saying you have beliefs.
It's
Like
not
me and you don't like
combative.
the same colors. Me and you don't like the same bikes. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
You like Like Jorge would drive a Honda. I wouldn't drive a Honda over a Harley.
Who says I would pick a
It's
Honda?
not, it's not
Anyway.
competitive at all. I'm just saying that there's thousands of statements in there, and a very, very
Excuse
small
me.
percentage of them are true, and that even the ones that are true is kind of a reach.
Okay. So
I also think though, like if I was standing at the gate in front of everybody, I'd just be like, listen, judge me the best you can. I mean, I feel like
well, you
I
are
feel like
forgiven
God-
for your sins.
I feel like God's gonna, if He's gonna judge me, I would hope, to actually what you live, not just, hey, I didn't go to church every Sunday. Well, and you're fucked. Like it's not. I don't think He's, it would be like that. Like I don't know.
All right.
It's-
So one of my thoughts. Oh, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
I was gonna say, hey, don't worry about it. The way it is, you can do whatever you want. You just have to freaking go to confession for it and say
Right. Well,
sorry.
I'm not Catholic, so it doesn't really work that way for us.
All right, so you're good to go.
So once again, stoic thought to me. So that's what I'm trying to do now is bring in a little stoicism. You have a power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength. Okay. Marcus Aurelius also says prophecy isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to prepare you. Stay awake, stay anchored.
Aurelius?
Stay, yeah.
Marcus Aurelius?
Aurelius, bro. I say every word wrong. If you haven't been in here and you haven't been
I
around,
don't have to be in here to know that.
all right. So
Dude,
come on, everybody. That's why. Why do you think Chris says I'm staying quiet today? Right? Because of it. Doesn't matter. Everybody knows. So listen, I'm gonna move on from there. Do you want to close an argument about that? Oh, I'm sorry, I used the word wrong. Do you got to close into that part, Chris?
Closing statement.
Yes.
No, I mean, dude.
We also went from technology to this.
Let me.
No,
just
but that's
say
what it's
this,
about. Hold
Felipe
on.
says, tries to make me combative. I don't care.
Whoa, not combative.
Wait.
Not at all, brother.
2 years.
Bontà di primo.
Okay, I don't care what anyone believes. You can worship freaking animals, monkeys, whatever. Everybody should be able to worship whatever they want and think whatever they want as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. I am fine with any religion or anything. In fact, when I was in college, I dated a Jewish girl, and it meant absolutely nothing to me that she was a different religion. And if one thing led to another and we got married, it'd be fine. It means nothing to me. So that's about it.
All right. Sorry, Chris. While you were talking, I was trying to get you up more. All right. Since we can't get the Google questions because I screwed it up. All right. So, Jorge, any closer on that one? Because I got another one.
Nah. I think we're good.
All right. Let's see. Oh, my aunt's watching. Let's see. Hold on. What is it going to say? Michael Wong says the difference is the priest and the nuns can hit you and regulate teachers aren't allowed to hit you. That must be the difference between parochial and Catholic, is what Michael said.
That's just the difference between the teachers.
Okay.
I wouldn't know, man. Public school.
Yeah, you're Chelsea, dude. That ain't no
I went.
public school, bro. That's like
Chelsea
jail.
Everett.
Oh, so listen, next one. The heart thinks, not just pumps. We've always said, follow your heart. For centuries, that was just a metaphor until science caught up. The heart contains over 40,000 neurons, whatever. A small brain of its own. It sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to it. The communication is called heart-brain coherence, and it directly affects emotions, intuition, and decision-making. Scripture knew this long ago. Proverb 23:7. As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Luke 6:45. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Your heart doesn't just beat, it discerns. It's not just a muscle, it's a messenger. And God told us to guard it because he knew it was the command center of your being. So, Chris, once again, have you ever had a time when your heart knew the truth before your mind could explain it?
I don't know if I answer that question directly, but I will say that sometimes, you think with your heart and sometimes you think with your head, and they're not always the same. Sometimes, you don't think rationally. I think, they're going to think more rationally with your head than you are with your heart.
I absolutely believe that. I think sometimes in life, when it comes into relationships, also work, sometimes you invest in someone like me because I own the company. And for the amount of years I've had it now, over 12 and a half years now, I've emotionally kept people on. And Jorge was a director, and everybody would be like, oh, you got to get rid of this guy. You got to get rid of. No, he's got kids. He's got that. Next thing you know, kids robbing the client or doing something I didn't know. And they're like, we told you. And I kept them there. No, I didn't say you.
Oh, you just
I'm saying
said,
employee. No, but
Oh.
everybody tells me. You tell me.
Right? Did I'm like, yo, he's talking about
I did. Hold on a second. You've never came up to me when said, I told you to fire this guy, but you invested in him.
Oh yeah, I've said that.
You've said that's what I mean.
The way
said it.
the way you transitioned made it seem like I was the one that was just robbing someone. See, yo,
Yeah.
How did that mean? I said you would tell me you should have fired him.
You definitely said the client or something like.
No, I'm saying the client would call me.
One.
I'm gonna have to review that because what I meant was.
Listening, I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe he's shitting on Jorge. He's right there.
I do that anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I definitely understand that. Even when I worked in the prison system, sometimes you would hear something where a person's all like, I got to use the phone. My sister died, and I got to call my mother. And of course, being an idiot, being a new jack back then, you're like, oh my God, how would I do? So you open up the door and you let him out. Next thing you know, he's stabbing the guy. You forget that he's AA or ISO, and he's stabbing the guy on the flat. So you're like, oh my God, so bad investment at bad times. But yeah, so what's your intake on that, Jodito?
What was the question again?
See, I could bring up shit about Jorge on this one though. So what it was, have you ever had a time when your heart knew the truth before your mind could explain it?
Yeah, of course.
So,
especially in relationships.
I was going to say with Jorge, I guarantee it, Chris,
Especially in
if I could have sent you something in a text form, I would have said, guarantee Jorge says relationship.
Yeah,
because I've never seen a guy come in and out of relationships and be so affected by it. And it was drastic.
I'm not even gonna
Someone your age, bro. You got a whole life in front of you.
It's like what he was saying. You don't think rationally sometimes, so in your heart some shit's going on, but you just tell your head it's fine or it's
Chris.
not.
If you've had,
if
you've gone out with 13 girls in 8 months and they all do the same thing to you, don't you think it's like how many times you got to get hit with a baseball bat in the back of the head until don't open up that damn door. Go for something different. Quit going for freaking tattooed girls with bullet holes.
It's not the first damn right. It's not the first time you said that.
Stop going for those girls. So listen,
we're doing better.
All right. So listen, once again, Stoicism. The happiness of life depends upon the quality of thought. Do you guys not believe that?
The quality of life.
No, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I should say your thoughts have a big impact on your life, I guess I should say. How you were talking about your positive thoughts versus negative thoughts. You're sitting there every day, fuck. And you know this because we've been there with me. Oh, fuck, I hate my life. Fuck this, fuck that. Then you have a shitty ass week. You turn around and say, you know what? Now we're good. We're going to have a good day. You wake up, boom, do your mantra, how I'll do whatever.
That's it.
And you can literally feel a difference throughout the day, which I've told you I've gotten better on. And that's why, things have gone a little easier. But like, it's definitely a big mentality thing,
The only reason why I had brought that up, first of all, I didn't know, you were going to join us. So I was glad that you showed up. I was like, God, come on in and sit. I brought that up because I thought it was pretty interesting that Chris wouldn't answer it, that this was also part of his life for 26 years on the department. like, because it's emotional. So heartfelt. Like, Chris, you had to arrest people that drug dealers, but they were great people, and you could tell they were great people, but they were drug dealers. And then you've had some other people where you've arrived on a call, for instance, a bad accident or a bad something, and you see that, and you know this person's got a family, and now they're gonna have to deal with a loss. So in my head, I was just thinking that, after you see traumas. Hello?
But
Oh,
you can still arrest them and make it fun. I'm there. Hang
Oh,
on a
all
second.
right. Your computer's frozen, so that threw me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, that's why I had brought it up, because I thought you would have a little more impact on this one, because of your. You got to shut my voice off down there, bro. It's feeding back. But I feel that you would have more impact to deal with these situations, in this one, because your thought, your mind, how do you go when you're cuffing up somebody, and does your heart, like, there's no emotions? Like, how can you not have emotions? I had emotions, and, to me, I was just there to grab, a paycheck, but I was also there to follow my job.
Well, because usually it's not a big deal. It's just how you treat people. I remember one guy I arrested, and he was cool. I had to arrest him, it was no big deal. And if you treat him nice, it's really not like the end of the world. And he was on probation or whatever, and we were joking around, and I still remember, because we were talking, and I was like, hey, I had to arrest you. He's like, why, man? I go, because just one more arrest, and I got a free cruise. And,
Hold on, but do you get a free cruise?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
I was wondering why you kept to go away 2 times a year on cruises.
You win the freaking you win the cruise sweepstakes. No, he was cool. No,
Yeah.
he ended up getting off because he gave up somebody.
It became the infamous CI, right?
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna move on. So this one, Chris, I figured you would like.
Okay.
Circumcision on the 8th day, divine timing. Some of the most precise scientific instructions were written before science existed. One of them, God's command for circumcision. Genesis 17:12. For the generations to come, every male among you who is 8 days old must be circumcised. Why the 8th day? Science now knows that vitamin K and prothrombin, sorry, Dr. Wong, thrombin, essential for blood clotting, naturally peak on day 8 of a newborn's life. That's the safest time for surgery. Moses didn't know that. Abraham didn't know that, but God did. Chris, is that a lucky guess or a divine precision? Go ahead, Chris, your comedy hour.
First I have to decide. I have to figure out whether or not it's actually done on the 8th day. That would be the first question I would have, and whether or not it was backed up by science. And yeah, I know you're texting her.
I'm not texting her. I'm looking it up.
Well, text the wife. But whether it was backed up by science, and whether or not it really happens on the 8th day. And I'd like to see the passage verbatim saying that.
I just told you it was Genesis 17:12.
the instructions on how to do it.
No, on why it's doing it.
Right. So why would God put that responsibility onto us? That if He's making us in His image, why would He just do that to begin with? 2, why? I mean, what, He send Moses a checklist, what to do?
No, he didn't say that. It says it's in scripture. It was ordered to him. So, Chris, the medical procedure, circumcision as a medical procedure can occur at any time. Timing for reduced risk for medical circumcision is often best to do it as soon as possible after birth, as delaying it can increase the risk.
Right. So no medical evidence there.
Well, I wasn't done.
So then
it says on a fundamental level.
Felipe, I think
yeah.
it's a sharp A.
It's a what?
Felipe's check Felipe. I think he's a Sharpei.
Sharpei.
Yeah, his dog. His brother had a shop. He
Oh,
hated the dog.
No.
Oh, meaning I'm not circumcised. Yes, Chris, I'm not. Is that what you want to do? So what? Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
So-
so it's not backed up with any medical evidence then.
yes, it is. But, well, obviously the beliefs are different. It says nothing happens to anyone that he is not fitted by nature to bear. Even the body obeys divine timing. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to the other segment. Biblical nutrition, health before science. Long before nutrition, dietitians and fitness influencers, God gave us a dietary guidance. At first glance, it seems like a ritual, but deeper inspection shows divine witness. Scripture, Leviticus 11:4-47, clean versus unclean animals. Deuteronomy, dietary laws reiterate, right? It is not good to eat much honey. Modern science confirms that animals the Bible calls unclean, like pork and shellfish, often carry parasites, toxins, or higher disease risk. Clean animals are typically safer and more nutrient dense. Even moderations like limited sugar aligns with ancient wisdom. God wasn't restricting people, he was just protecting them. So, Chris, do you think God was just being strict or saving us from what we didn't yet understand?
I think we eat almost mostly dirty animals and millions and millions of tons of shellfish. So
Which I think is
You know,
gross. I mean,
we're not. I mean, pigs are nasty, chickens are nasty, cows are probably the cleanest of the dirty.
Leave my chickens alone.
I know chickens
I
are
think
fucking.
they're nasty, man. Chicken poop is
Well, I
nasty.
understand.
I'm not eating their poop, Chris. I eat the meat.
But they
So
eat
if
the
you eat
shit,
the
yeah.
poop, that's you, bro.
They
If
live
you're
in
into
it, though.
poop,
They
bro.
live in it.
And that's like shellfish, lobsters, shrimp. They're bottom feeders of the sea.
Yeah.
I don't eat any of that, first of all. But like they're bottom feeders of they're roaches of the sea, man. So look at what you're eating, like, and people love
Well,
that shit.
That's true. And back 200 years ago, they used to give them to the poorest of the poor.
Yeah,
because of
lobster.
that.
Yeah.
And now we like it. So,
Yeah, and they
I saw
became
the
food
pot.
for the wealthy.
Go ahead. You eat pig?
I mean, I'm Puerto Rican, bro. We'll eat pork for breakfast. But I mean, I've tried to limit it, and yes, I agree, it's another dirty
Yeah,
animal if you
super
want to put
dirty.
it in. But I mean, but there's also people in what we believe, like that they don't eat pig either because they think the same thing, or like Jewish people, they don't eat pig, or Muslims, they don't eat pig.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people in my religion too that they don't eat pig by choice, but also because they believe I correct me if I'm wrong about the story, but when God banished certain demons or evil spirits or whatever, they went into the pig, and that's what it was. That's why.
Yeah, they forced the pig out to the sea because
Yeah.
that's where the demons went into.
Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's why they stopped
Yeah.
eating the pig. So we have
Yeah,
that
it's about-
story as well.
Yes, we do.
But
Isn't that strange, though?
I mean, there's gonna be a story for everything, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like there are certain things that you can fight, but
Up.
I don't think there's a
Chris got his dog on. So
I don't think there's a black and white. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain just grays where stories just overlap.
all right.
Because I can fight, like, Christianity is just a continuation of like paganism, the Vikings way of thinking. Oh, dude, don't make that face. Let's do
Listen,
it.
that could be
another
another episode for someone that didn't want to be on it. Now wants to argue and tell me
Listen.
Christianity.
Yeah, it's the same, that if you want to call it a conspiracy, or whatever. But like, they do say that it was just based off like Viking paganism. Odin is God, Thor is Jesus, blah 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 blah. So it's similarities, a lot of similarities. Here we go.
I don't know. That's another podcast. So, Chris, we're gonna close out, and I gotta say some stuff. Anything you want to go back to review about what we have spoken on?
Nope, I'm good.
you can, I want to just say, you can believe whatever you want to believe, Felipe, and I'll support your beliefs.
I appreciate that.
Support your beliefs.
Right. I never judge.
I appreciate it.
Judge.
Jorge, anything to close out on that?
No, but you might actually see me on the next one now.
You're always welcome, bro. I tell you, it's fun. So listen, so I believe wealth consists of not having great possessions, but in having wants. True health is found not in abundance, but in wisdom and restraint. Closing declaration and prayer. We've spent this hour proving truth, disbeliefs, and questions, right? The Bible said it first. It's not outdated. This is my beliefs. It's outpacing science. It's not irrelevant. It's irreplaceable. It's not behind. It's ahead. The Word of God is the blueprint for life. From the moment light bursts in the womb to the moment prophecy unfolds in the world. Isaiah 40:8. The grass withers, the flowers fade, but the word of our God stands forever. It spoke of light, and science found it. It spoke of dust, and we are made of it. It spoke of tongue, and neuroscience confirmed its power. It spoke of breath, and medicine calls it healing. It spoke of prophecy, and technology bows before it. It spoke of the heart, and biology revealed its wisdom. It spoke of timing, and medicine confirmed its precision. It spoke of nutrition, and health and science now echoes it. So I believe it's a powerful declaration. I will no longer doubt the word. I will no longer question the plan. I will no longer look to the world for what God already said. I will secure my faith, guard my purpose, and stand on truth, because truth is not just written in the pages of the scripture. It's written into the fabric of creation. So I'm going to end it with a closing prayers, blessing everyone and everyone that comes and joins me and Chris, and today also with Jorge. Father, thank you for revealing that your word is not theory, it is truth. It is foundation on which science stands, the code written into every cell, and prophecy unfolding before our eyes. Teach us to guard our hearts, tame our tongues, breathe your spirit, and walk in. Your wisdom make us light in a dark world. And when the world doubts, your word let us live. Be the evidence, let our lives, be evidence that you spoke it first. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless everyone that's listening. God bless co-host Chris. I would like to give a prayer out to him and his family. Chris, I'm always going to pray for the person, and they're going to be fine, and blessing to them. Did my prayers for them today. Been doing it tonight for them also, and always in my prayers in my heart. Jorge, I just think you probably need a lot of help. All right? I just don't think there's enough prayer. So if everyone can join me, please give a prayer out to Jorge, because I think next time I'm going to be battling him and Chris with this what is it again? Christianity is pagan?
Not is pagan.
Based on
off.
pagan. So to me,
Yeah.
the based on means it is.
There's a few conspiracies, man.
So Chris, you might want to look that one up. So listen, everyone, on behalf of me, thank you so much. For the ones that pick it up later, I really appreciate it. You know what? Just ring that bell, get us more followers. Let's have some fun. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. Jorge, thank you so much for joining us today. It's always a pleasure, brother.
I'm happy I stayed, man.
All right. Anything you want to say to our audience before you go?
Maybe you'll see me next time. We'll see.
Maybe. You're invited all the time. Chris?
That's it. I got nothing.
You got nothing? You don't want to say bye? You don't want to say nothing? You don't want to say Jorge because Jorge took you outside?
Sorry. I'm just a little under the weather.
Kind of sick today.
What do you mean you're sick? What do you mean? You're sick?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Sick. Just a little cold. See, I got my little snort rag.
Dude, you got to get this, and I'm not trying to blow up this company, but I'm going to blow it up. Did you see that new thing called Boom?
No.
So it's a stick. You remember back when your grandmother used to rub Vicks underneath your nose and stuff, and it has the methylated, and you snort it, and you feel so much better because your nasal passage is open?
Snorting bath.
Right? So a good friend of mine owns an HVAC company, and they're always in and out of the thing. And he had a sinus infection so bad and headaches and migraines. So I says, hey, where are you? He says, oh, I'm over here. I go, I'm going to bring you this stick. I go, just stick it up your nose and snort it. Bro, he called me the next 3 days going, what'd you give me? Liquid crack? I go, why? Is it bad? He goes, bro, he goes, I've never felt so good. He goes, this stuff, my wife does it. I do it every time. Wake up, you snort 2 of it. It comes like, it looks like a chapstick. Inhale that. Holy Christ. No, everything cleared up, bro. Seriously, try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But anyone that I've given it to has totally said, wow, incredible.
I think I just think he admitted to being a drug dealer.
Yeah, where do I get
Yeah, I
this
sell
cocaine?
methylated products.
Where do I get this
Oh.
aerosol cocaine substitute?
I didn't say it was aerosol. I
Oh,
just said it's vapor. You
yeah,
snort that
baby.
vapor.
I got one more. You'll appreciate this one, Felipe. Today's my father's birthday too.
Oh, happy birthday, Clyde. We should get a chess game. I used to play Chris's father in chess all the time, which
Yeah,
freaked me
go
out
visit
because
us.
Chris had a huge knight in the middle of his living room. And I used to play his father right in front of this huge knight, a real knight suit. Right. That was
Armor,
real,
suit
right?
armor?
It was,
He's 93 today.
holy Christ. God bless him.
Yeah.
And he's still in beast mode.
Go visit him. He's got a 2-bedroom. He takes all visitors.
But didn't you put him in a nursing home?
No, he's in a retirement place.
I should go
He's
up
still
and
on his
see him.
own.
Would he?
Yeah.
Would he remember me?
Oh yeah. He just got his license back. We fought to take it away. He totaled the car
93
about a
still
year ago, so
driving.
he got his license taken away. Now he just yelled at the doctor until he gave him a letter. Now he's got his license back and he's going to buy a car this weekend.
No, he isn't, Chris. You're lying.
Yes, he is. Hey, my father's a moron. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Dude.
He's a moron and he's an ass.
Didn't hold on. I'm not trying to get personal. Didn't you? I swear to God, you said he can't even walk.
He walks. He has a walker, and instead of being 6 feet tall, he's now probably 5'6", because he's all bent over. But yeah, he's going to get a car this weekend.
Holy Christ, dude.
Oh, trust me, I tried to call the cops, and they're like, nobody wanted to suspend his license. I tried to get it suspended, and they didn't care. So
I thought a family, because I do remember, but this was a while ago, that a friend of mine, his mother was driving. Every time she backed out, she would hit the pole, coming out of the driveway, like the gated pole, or just hit something. So the car just kept getting wrecked. That they actually petitioned to the registry to give them a driver's test, and she failed it. Yeah, she failed it. Upon the family, they went and petitioned to the registry and said, you need to basically make my mother drive on the road to see. Yeah. And she couldn't even back it out.
Well, here's the problem. Because the doctor gave him a note saying he was okay to drive, right? The same doctor who gave a note a year ago saying he couldn't drive. When he went to the registry, all they did is give him a vision test.
Yeah,
that's it. So, if he hits and hurts somebody, I'm just going to say sue his doctor.
So here's my question on that. I swore, and obviously might have been something I heard, that when you hit 70 or something, they make you go in and redrive. But if they don't, they just give you a license, but not a license to drive. I thought that's how it always worked.
Like an ID?
Yeah, like an ID.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He would have had to take a real driver's test, but because the doctor gave him a note, it kind of bypassed that. And then the other thing is, he can be coherent for 15 minutes. The problem is, can he be coherent every day that he drives?
Damn, Clyde, dude. So he's really he's gonna buy a car too, huh? Damn, dude. We're gonna have to.
Yep.
We're gonna have to put one of those Apple things there to find him. What are those tags there or whatever in the car? No, I'm not even joking about that. You got to put a tag on his car, man.
Hide one in the trunk somewhere.
Yeah, just wow, Chris. That's not even. Hate to say it, bro. That's not even funny.
No, it's not. I'm like a little pissed off. I'm pretty pissed off about it.
And what does he need a car for? I know everyone's probably watching going, what the hell? What does he even need a car for, bro?
because he's a selfish prick. And he wants
Shit.
to be, he doesn't want to have any limitations on his freedom. If he wants to go to Dunkin' Donuts to get a coffee, he goes to Dunks. If he wants to go to a doctor's appointment, he drives himself to a doctor's appointment because he wants to be independent and he wants what he wants, and he's an asshole. Sorry. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
why I
it's
use
totally
Uber.
wrong. It's totally wrong. I mean, when he hurts somebody, it's not going to be cool, you know.
Well, pray to God he
but-
doesn't, you know.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Well, a year ago he totaled the car, so
Well, I was
That's what I'm
about to
saying.
say, Chris, do you see him driving out of the parking lot before he even goes without doing something?
But it was just a little inconvenience. He has somebody who comes to his house, like he pays some lady to come to his house and clean a little bit and drive him to doctor's appointments. So yeah, it was a little bit inconvenient, but she was a great lady. She would drive him to doctor's appointments. She would drive him work, you know, to shopping, wherever he wanted to go. You know, and that wasn't good enough for him.
See, to me, I think that would be great because now you're socializing. You have someone
Right.
with you.
And you're like, got a chauffeur, you know.
Hell
No,
yeah.
He just wants to be able to. He wants to be able to go to Dunkin' Donuts on Sunday morning or something stupid like that, or go to his doctor's appointments whenever he wants. So, and then drive his other little old friends around.
Chris, Chris is like drive his little old friends around.
Yo.
I'll drive. Oh God, that's funny.
All right, bro.
All right.
There
Hey,
you go.
Chris, thank you, brother. Mad love and
Yeah,
respect,
yeah,
man.
bye.
Thank
I
you.
see you, Chris.
All right. Oh, sorry. Say bye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, Chris, today, and our guest, Jorge. Thank you so much. It was fun as always. Once I figure out how this all works again, and meeting over here. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
See you guys.
All right. So we end here. Now, thank you, everybody.